Okay, so we've avoided another sound mishap. Right, I am reading Afrofuturist 419 by Nnedi Okorafor. I'm really sorry if I said that wrong. I'm drinking strawberry lemonade tea, which I got in Brighton, which is very refreshing on a summery day. So, Afrofuturist 419. I enjoyed this. I thought it was quite clever because it mentions a few stereotypes and then kind of plays with that. Okay. Nigerian astronaut really is lost in space and he's in trouble. It turns out the scam letter was not all a scam. There actually is a Nigerian man stuck out there on a space station. He's been stuck there for 14 years, and after recent events, he's probably not okay. Though Spaceflight Services Inc., the private spaceflight company he was working for, knew he was alive, it's only with the exposure brought by this letter that plans are being made to bring him back. Quite a different reaction compared to the one in the science fiction blockbuster novel and film The Martian. Last year, an online publication received a most peculiar 419 Nigerian scam letter. A man named Bakar Tunde was claiming to be the cousin of Air Force Major Abaka Tunde, a Nigerian astronaut abandoned in space. Bakare was offering the letter's recipient $3 million if the recipient would allow him to transfer a large sum of money that would be used to bring his cousin back. It's assumed that in order to do this, the recipient would have to front some money first. Oops. Thinking this was just a typical, albeit more creative, scam letter, the publication posted it on its website and it quickly went viral. Here is the letter. Subject: Nigerian astronaut wants to come home. Dr. Bakare Tunde, Astronautics Project Manager, National Space Research and Development Agency. Dear Mr. Sir, request for assistance strictly confidential. I am Dr. Bakare Tunde, the cousin of Nigerian astronaut Air Force Major Abaka Tunde. He was the first African in space when he made a secret flight to the Salyut 6 station in 1979. He was on a later Soviet space flight to the secret Soviet military space station in 1989. He was stranded there in 1990 when the Soviet Union was dissolved. His other Soviet crew members returned to Earth on the Soyuz T-16Z, but his place was taken up by return cargo. There have been occasional Progress supplies flights to keep him going since that time. He is in good humour, but wants to come home. In the 14 years since he's been on the station, he has accumulated flight pay and interest amounting to almost 15 million American dollars. This is held in a trust at the Lagos National Savings and Trust Association. If we can obtain access to this money, we can place a down payment with the Russian space authorities for a Soyuz return flight to bring him back to Earth. I am told this will cost 3 million American dollars. In order to access his trust fund, we need your assistance. Consequently, my colleagues and I are willing to transfer the total amount to your account or subsequent disbursement, since we as civil servants are prohibited by the Code of Conduct Bureau from opening and or operating foreign accounts in our name. Needless to say, the trust reposed on you at this juncture is enormous. In return, we have agreed to offer you 20% of the transferred sum, while 10% shall be set aside for incidental expenses, internal and external, between the parties in the course of the transaction. You'll be mandated to remit the balance 70% to other accounts in due course. Kindly expedite action as we are behind schedule to enable us to include down payment in this financial quarter. Please acknowledge the receipt of this message via my direct number. Yours sincerely, Dr. Bakare Tunde. This was indeed a scam letter put out by Abaka's cousin in an attempt to make some fast money, but the letter wasn't typical. There was truth in it too. Abaka did make flights to the Soyuz 6 space station in 1980 and subsequent Soviet secret flights. However, it was after a flight coordinated and funded by a private spaceflight company to its space station that he was somehow left behind and thus stranded. Company officials said the space station had been inundated with a shower of strange stones and the crew had had to abandon it. It is currently unclear why the company did not send anyone to retrieve Abaka. He is an African, that's why, his father Ole Tunde said. If he were a white man, he'd be here today, rich from the book he wrote about his time stranded there. When shocked and irate relatives of Abaka learned of this letter, they immediately came forth and threatened to expose Spaceflight Services Inc. If they didn't do something, a rescue mission was quickly planned and the family was allowed to hear his log entries. Nonetheless, when they heard this last log entry, the need to speed things along became urgent. This last log entry, made by Abaka 2 weeks ago, was just released to the public by Abaka's family, and we are pleased to share it for the first time on the internet here. Transcript. Automated voice, log entry 212, Afrofuturist 419. Abaka. I cannot believe this. Finally, those cheap idiots are coming to carry me back to Niger. All it took were some events. First, my cousin Bakari in Nigeria finds out about me. Then, instead of trying to get me rescued, he puts out a 419 scam. Then the damn thing goes viral, letting the world know I'm stranded in space. I saw the letter. They sent it to me. Scam letter. In the 14 years since he has been on the station, he has accumulated flight pay and interest amounting to almost 15 million American dollars. Abaka. As if anybody will pay me that kind of money. Scam letter. This is held in a trust at the Lagos National Savings and Trust Association. If we can obtain access to this money, we can place a down payment with the Russian space authorities for a Soyuz return flight to bring him back to Earth. This will cost 3 million American dollars. In order to access his trust fund, we need your assistance. Abaka. Using me for scams while I'm stuck here. And the letter sounds like something written by a selfish, constipated robot. Now people will think I'm rich. And this space station isn't even Russian. Oh, Cousin Bakari, you'll see me when I get home. Afrofuturism. I learned this word just before I left. Blacks who love space and the future, like Sun Ra, P-Funk, black-fruited sci-fi. I'm true African Afrofuturism. Unlike any of those guys, I actually left the Earth to see what was out there. Did I know that I will be seeing it for 14 goddamn years? Brackets, a creepy, chittering, rat-like sound, and then the sound of scraping like claws on paper from the left. Abaka. Oh, I hope that noise is getting recorded. The rest of the crew said they mistook cargo for me and that's how they left me behind. Really? Even when I sit very still, I do not look like luggage. The truth? The crew thought I was dead and left. When they realised I wasn't, it was cheaper to forget about the African they left in space. I won't say more until I'm back on Earth in my country. My mother warned me. Better to stay home and eat gari and egusi soup than to look into the home of the gods, she said. You know what I miss most? Real food. Jollof rice, pepper soup, soya, and the babes, oh my goodness, Nigerian babes. I feel like a dead man out here. Brackets, chittering sound, then the sound of something breathing heavily, this time closer. Abaka. Oh my God, whatever you are, do not carry yourself and manifest now. Soon, I'll leave here. You can have the place to yourself. I went out and collected many rocks. I'll bring back and sell on the roadside. What kind of stones are this? Space stone. Space stone get value past gold and diamond. Buy space stone, it's good in making powerful charms. Oh, this noise again. Maybe this thing got in when I went out to collect the stones. Chittering, then heavy breathing, very close. Abaka, shut up. Let me finish this log entry. He speaks more urgently now. The thing is right behind him. These people better come get me soon. And if this damn thing that's been here with me the last 10 days kills me, kindly tell my cousin I still love him. I still love you, Bakari. But hold on. I'm coming home. Then we'll talk. You and your goddamn Afrofuturist 419. Why didn't you try to get me home sooner? Instead you just want to use me to chop people's money. AOL automated voice. You've got mail. Abaka. Ah, they've sent me another message. I will read it now. They better really be coming, and quick, quick too. Chittering. Something falls over. Abaka. Damn it. Whether the release of this entry will be viewed as the family breaching the contract signed with Spaceflight Services Inc. and cause the rescue mission to be scrapped is unknown. However, the world needs to know what happened to Abaka, and the hope in publishing this here is that it will expose this situation to the world. Let's not have Abaka become yet another hashtag. Let's all help to pressure Spaceflight Services Inc. to bring Abaka home alive and well. Well, that was Afrofuturist 419 by Nnedi Okorafor. Apologies for any mangled pronunciations. Okay, I'm going to enjoy my strawberry lemonade tea on this fine day. I've got lots of exciting things to watch. It's my day off. I've got to catch up with Twin Peaks, OJ Made in America, and The Trial, all three of which are very good. Okay, goodbye.